Hello, my friends. Guten Erev Shabbos. Happy Friday, followed by a beautiful, wonderful, and inspirational Shabbos Kodesh. Before I begin, I'd like to mention that today's class is being given specifically in memory Le'iloi Nishmas, my father, Avram Mordechai ben Moshe Chaim. Also, I'd like to do something a little different before we begin. Take a look at this picture. I'm going to play a game. And the game is, what does that picture have to do with what I'm saying right now? If you have the answer, call me. 305-773-0943, and the winner will get a prize. So, today's Parsha is actually the saddest Parsha in the Torah. It talks about when the spies came back, the Jewish people got up to the borders of Israel, and the Jewish people insisted, we want to send in spies and spy out the land. And Moshe asked God's permission and said, if you want to send, send. So they sent in 12 spies. 10 of the 12 came back with a negative report and instigated the entire Jewish people, or most of the Jewish people, against going into Israel. One of the things they said in the report is, we saw these massive people and we looked like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked like grasshoppers in their eyes too. Now, if you think about that line logically, it should be the opposite. We looked like grasshoppers in their eyes, and therefore we felt like grasshoppers in our eyes. But it didn't say that. And every word in the Torah is absolutely succinct and perfect. It says that we look like grasshoppers in our eyes, and therefore look like grasshoppers in their eyes. What's going on? And this underlines a very big part of the mistake of the spies. And that mistake was, we looked like grasshoppers in our eyes. Our eyes. And therefore, because of that, we look like grasshoppers in their eyes. The answer is that the most important part of a relationship between people and of a person accomplishing anything in this world is, first you have to know, how do you look at yourself? Do you look in the mirror and see positivity, a good person, an able person? Or do you look in the mirror and look down at yourself? And because you look down at yourself, you feel like you can't accomplish. And you begin to look down at everyone, because I'm not good enough. They're not good enough. We look like grasshoppers in our own eyes. And therefore, because we had this self-image of grasshoppers, we projected that outward. And they look down at us also. How do we look at ourselves? The Torah teaches us that we have to look at ourselves with confidence, with self-esteem. That's not a contradiction to humility. Humility means that I have responsibilities to others because of the talents that I have. And the talents that I have are God-given, therefore that doesn't make me feel better than anybody else. But at the same time, I know who I am, and I know what I can accomplish. And without that type of looking at ourselves, we can't accomplish anything. So what do we have to do? Look at yourself in the mirror and realize how great you really are. And again, what does this picture have to do with what I just said? Have a wonderful Shabbos.